For so long, we've been here, we've been trying to break.
Hi there, and welcome to another interactive, fun-filled edition of the Springboard Hangout. Your Springboard Hangout, as you know, is a wonderful fusion of fun while learning very important topics. My name is Comfort Okran. All too soon, we've come to the end of another milestone series on entrepreneurship, which we call the Entrepreneurship 101 series. And today we'll be looking at systems and structures, how to build it. This series has been well thought through, and most importantly, it has been an opportunity to look at where we can educate, challenge, and also give us that needed push for our organizations to succeed. During the last 5 episodes, as you recollect, we first started with lacing your boots, then we looked at ideation, then funding. From funding, when we saw how we can make plenty money, praise the Lord, we looked at blueprint for your business, and then last week we looked at marketing. Today, we have another opportunity to do that, and it's all looking at policies, processes, and procedures. Our guests are in the studio, and you will just definitely have a fantastic time. We'll have Charles Karim Pudumpra right in the heat of the battle. You know, we want you to be part of this. You know, we don't want to do it alone, and so we'll encourage you to share with us where you're watching us from, and also send us a message or if you let us know where you are watching us from, we'll give you a shout out. Send us a message about your questions or what you'd like to learn from them. Please join us with all the vim and all the shout outs that you can. And this is your one and only Springboard Hangout. I can tell you without any shadow of doubt that it really, really promises to be extremely thrilling. I received a text message from someone, and this was what the person was telling me. I would like to come by with your curated night park at your earliest convenience. I said, sure, when can you pass by? And then I said, oh, Thursday afternoon. What about Thursday afternoon? Then she goes, Thursday works fine. See you soon. So this lady comes in, and surprise, what does she give me? My curated night park, which was ta-da! Ta-da! I wish you courage. This is Emma Ofosuwa's personal, her first book. But let me not spoil the surprise for you. So hold on. Don't go anywhere. Please don't go anywhere. This is her new book, I Wish You Courage. She'll be launching it next week at where?
At Jamestown Coffee Brewers in Nyaniba, Owusu.
Nyaniba, Owusu. And it's such a beautiful collection. I wish you would make an effort to buy it. But anyway, the most important thing, this is the most important thing. Interestingly, I got the opportunity to write a foreword to it. So definitely, and I enjoyed when I read it, and I will encourage you to buy it. But definitely, I Wish You Courage is Emma's new book on the blog. Emma, where is it available?
It's available on Amazon. You can get it on Amazon, and you can also get it from Book Nook. You can get it from Vidya. You can also get it from Flipper Page on Instagram. And you can also call me 02477838875 to place an order, and it will be delivered to you. But I must say, I'm really grateful for taking the time to forward this. Every word meant something special to me, and thank you.
Thank you for the opportunity, Emma. So, since Emma is a spoken word artist and she was around on a Thursday evening, what do you think she would do? She has to give us a poem. So, Emma, can you do a poem for us or a spoken word from us from the book?
Sounds great. I think I'll do the feature poem since the title is I Wish You Courage in the Night Season. There's a poem in the book called I Wish You Courage, and that happens to be your favorite. So I'm going to do just that. So yes, take it. Today, I wish you the courage to live in the moment and see it as the gift it is. To stay long in the bath, relish the lather, every drop and drizzle from the shower. To pay attention to how your skin breathes when you pat it dry. The courage to wear your smile as wide or as light as you have it, knowing it's a gift that keeps giving. Today, I wish you the courage to be you, whichever version is currently running, whilst working on a strong update. To work through your fears and limitations, bearing in mind that these scars are only in your mind and you can be rid of them with a mind cleanse. To know the truth and own it, guarding it jealously till it synchronizes with your version, only to skip double-minded files. I wish you the courage to hold on to the version of you that you saw in the Word when you were first saved and redeemed, trusting that's what he'll refine until it's fully defined. To chase down your dream like it's the last bus at the station, to risk it all, wearing your heart on your sleeves. I wish you the courage to not relent, but pursue progress and the desire for your higher self, knowing your joy is partly dependent on the former. To breathe in deep, ever so often, and watch the calm that spreads from your chest to your head. I wish you the courage to be genuinely happy about a thing and commit to making it work. Today, I wish you the courage to walk in the consciousness of the person you seek to be, seeing she seeks to surface, to stand and pray and win this rap battle over sleep, spitting fiery bars to devour the real enemy, to believe in a glorious life, even after a crisis. I wish you the courage to pursue you and fall totally in love with the reflection in the mirror. And finally, I wish you the courage to walk in the controversy of divine favor. And that is the feature poem from the book.
I wish you courage. We are going on a break. When we return, I have tears in my eyes. Ofosua is so gifted. And it's just a gift that keeps on giving. Ofosua, thank you for this beautiful collection.
Thank you.
I wish you courage.
Thank you.
Get me York's rent-a-car. I need a car in 15 minutes. Hi, I'm Jake Morris, and I travel globally. But when I'm in Ghana, York's Rent-A-Car is my reliable choice for safety and comfort on the road.
York's Rent-A-Car provides comprehensive logistics services to mainly blue-chip companies as well as individual clients.
At a time we needed a car rental service, and York's fitted in very well to our standards.
Their services is top-notch. Drivers are on time.
It was beautiful to see them behind the wheels. And anytime they pick up a guest, the guests were very, very happy.
Already? Excellent. York's Rent-A-Car provides services and expertise that include meet and greet services at the airport, car rental, driver personal outsourcing, and vehicle detailing.
What's the problem? It's you. I told you. York's Rent-A-Car delivers world-class service to its customers, having their highest safety and comfort in mind. So watch you. Go over open for him.
York's Rent-A-Car runs 24/7 operations where customers can make car reservations and inquiries of our services online and also call our hotline.
It was great seeing you today on the Springboard Hangouts. We have an opportunity for you to make some money and put into your business. If you want to win this opportunity, just do 1 minute video of your business idea or a business that you have and tell us how the business is, how the business is solving a particular problem, and how you are making money or you are going to make money from that business idea. Send it to our WhatsApp line 024 9999 555. If you have any information or you want to make more enquiries about how to make the short video, you can call the same line and they will help you.
Turn around. He's a turnaround.
Welcome back. And today, as I said, we are talking about systems and structures in our Entrepreneurship 101 series, building them. And I'm privileged to have two fantastic people that you cannot run. I mean, you go everywhere, you will not even. Let me stop talking. To my immediate right, I have Charles Karim Busumpim. He is Busumpras, sorry. He is the CEO of Primary Consultancy, but then also he is also the managing editor of Legacy or Nothing. You left out my legacy, but it's okay.
We kind of borrowed one and added or nothing.
We
just borrowed one legacy from you, added or nothing.
Okay, you are most welcome to the Legacy forum.
Thank you.
You know, he has an academic background in ICT, accountancy, as well as law. Teaching, mentoring, and coaching is what he really is passionate about. So you can understand when I say it's going to be a very exciting one. We have Charles will start with a short story and you see how things are going well. Of course, next to Charles, we have our one and only Franklin Owusu-Karikari, Business Development Manager Director for National Entrepreneurship and Innovation Program. And you know, he's been with us from the beginning of the Business 101, Entrepreneurship 101 series. Additionally, because of what we are doing, they have graciously given us the opportunity that one of you would win a 10,000 Ghana cedi prize. So if you are there and you have not sent your video in, I want to tell you without any shadow of doubt that you are doing yourself. So stop doing yourself and send in your video so that the best video, the video that has the most opportunity will be selected to win this 10,000 Ghana cedi prize. And so let's dive right into building systems and structures. Karim, before we do that, I want to, because we are apart from everything, we'll use you as a case study.
Yes.
You're in Prime. So just tell us a little bit about Primage.
So Primage is a consultancy that deals mainly into software. We handle about 2,000 of the top tier customers in Ghana, Nigeria, and Liberia. But we started very small. It actually started with just me, a borrowed laptop and a borrowed bag. You know, I had to borrow a laptop from my cousin, and I didn't have the bag for the laptop, so I borrowed the bag to put the laptop in the bag. And the laptop, even the keyboard wasn't functioning. So I had to get an external keyboard, and you know, when the laptop is here, connected to it, you know. So I was one of the people that could have a laptop, desktop kind of thing, you know. And I then had this cousin of mine, Gideon Alute, who gave me a small portion at his office, a desk. And so we started there with just a desk and myself and just big dreams. And day upon day, year upon year, since the year 2008, bit by bit, we kept building, we kept changing, we kept putting in the systems and the structures. And today I can say that Primage is on the map. We are in 3 countries. We serve customers in multiple areas, and we are trying to even move higher to get global, you know, as we are. So we had a very humble beginning. We now have a team of over 30, that we are running operations, and we are serving our customers, and we are always trying to innovate. I mean, when COVID was, devastating our business, we were able to work home for almost a year, and we were comfortable, and we were still making profits, within that time. But the road hasn't been easy, but I think systems and structures has played a very key and fundamental role to take us where we are.
So listeners or viewers, you can see that KB Charles has laid a good foundation for us, for somebody who started from a borrow road. And that story is so familiar to me in terms of the fact that is how we also started. Well, we didn't borrow, we had bought ours. So that's a slight difference between. But we're given space in somebody's office,
yes.
A desk.
Yes, a desk. I was given a desk.
A desk, you were chucking at the corner small.
Yeah, in the small corner, yeah.
And you didn't want to make too much noise, because if you cough too much,
yeah, they'll suck you out. They'll throw you out.
But today you are in 3 countries,
yes.
and you have about 30 members of staff.
Yes,
and
yes,
that is,
yes.
And one thing that you said in this thing is that you built in systems and you built in the structures,
yes.
and therefore
yes.
you are very confident that
yes.
you can go
yes.
global.
Yes. Yes.
As time goes on.
Yes, because most of even our development and our engineering team, which is not part of the 30, sits in India. Most of my engineers I've never met before, but we do a lot of work with them, a lot of projects in very large scale, areas. And so as we go in the systems, I'll be more than willing to talk about how we've gotten there.
Fantastic. Therefore, we come to you, frankly, what are systems?
It's exciting to always hear colleague entrepreneurs share how they have made it. And I tell young people that the reason why some of us are still stuck where we are, we are not ready to put in systems and structures in our businesses. We are so excited at the beginning that we have a dream, we have this idea, we want to make it work, but we are not ready to do the behind the scenes job. All that we are interested is to drive the business. So systems are key interdependent series of activities or tasks that you are outlined and put together to be able to tell you what the procedure, how things are supposed to be done in a particular organization. So do you have, some manufacturing companies will say standard of operating practice. That's how they will call it. So what have you outlined? If I enter your company, is there procedure? Are there systems laid out on how things function? And who are in control? Who are in charge of these things? Have you outlined them? If not, there are many people running their businesses. He's the CEO, he's the accountant, he's everything. Yes, at the early stage of the business, you do a lot of things on your own. But even then, if you begin to lay the structures from there, it becomes a culture for you, and you build upon those beginnings. So all the interdependent series of tasks that you outline, that becomes procedure for you to work. That's what we call systems in your organization.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. And let me I just got some messages from our viewers at Facebook. And Kojo, Pastor, Reverend Kojo Adoakins, Amwasari, he says, I'm watching you guys from Kwame Nkrumah Tema. Hey, Kwame Nkrumah, I thought it was all of us, but okay, no problem. Kwame Nkrumah Tema. And he says he wants 10 copies of I Wish You Courage for his children's library. Sir, it will come to you immediately. And then Rukimi Ajete says, I'm loving the poems. Because it was about the poem, so let me talk about the poem. Yeah. Right? And then Anajua Ajekuma says that I'm watching from Legon. Shout out to you, Ajua. And then Hayat Aduya says, great peace. And Jefferson, you are also in love with the poem, and you love the poet. I know, I love her too. She's such a great poet, and thank you for loving our show. So let's continue. And we are saying that we've looked at the systems from your perspective. Do you have anything to add on Kate?
Yeah, so a system is basically like a well-structured layout of processes, so that is within an organization that helps it maximize its output and increase efficiency. But in layman terms, I would call it an idiot's guide. So Warren Buffett one day said, I invest in companies that are easy to run and an idiot can run it, because one day an idiot might run it.
I think I like that this thing
Yes.
because if you have the system in place,
It doesn't matter who's running it. The system runs the business. So Warren Buffett says, before I invest into a business, there's one thing I look out for. It must be wonderful, but it must be something that an idiot can run. Because one day, an idiot might.
which happens.
Exactly. So a system is basically, I would say in layman terms, is an idiot guide. It's like a manual you give to someone. If I leave my business and I'm traveling and I hand over to you a manual, I should be able to go and be in peace. And anything you need, you should follow that guide and you can arrive at the same results.
Team, it is said that it is an idiot's guide to running an organization. So that means that you make the thing so well structured, layer by layer, not even layer, step by step, turn left, go right, move forward.
Yes.
And that way, when we follow those instructions, those guide, we are able to arrive at it. Fantastic. But who draws up the system?
All right, so you, the entrepreneur, can, if you have the foresight of the entire business, you can draw up the systems.
Okay.
Or you can hire somebody to be able to help you draw up your systems.
Okay.
And that is what many people are not ready to invest into. But you need to be able, you may not have the whole inside out of your business to be, because as he said, at the end of the day, any investor who is coming into your business is committed to the fact that this business has structures in place.
Yeah.
So even if the CEO is not there, the business will still run. So you need to ensure that, first of all, you, the CEO, you must have an insight into the business and help. No structures can be built in your system without you, because you are the originator of the idea. So even if somebody is there to help you lay your structures, you must be part in developing the processes and the structures and the systems in your place.
Right. KB, I understand that a system does involve your values and goals.
Yes.
What else is involved in putting out a well-structured system?
So I think if we look at it, the McKinsey 7S model, addresses a number of areas, themes that, helps a person draw a system and also evaluate a system, which includes the strategy, the structure, the systems, the shared values, the skills, the staff, and the style. So
let me pause here and ask the technical team to put up the McKinsey 7S framework for us. I think you're talking about that,
yes,
right?
Yes.
Yes. Can you put up the McKinsey 7S framework for us? Yes, please continue.
Right. So at the end of the day, I always believe that a system must first reflect who you are. So, for example, in Primage, we believe in what we call the ICE concept, the ICE, the integrity, excellence, and commitment. So whenever we're driving a system or whenever we are building something, it has to be integral, it has to show excellence, and it has to show commitment. But a system it starts from where you want to be, who you are, where we want to be, and then the system allows you to get there. So I think people see systems as something very complex. So if I have, let's say, a recruitment system, and I'm hiring people, in as much as I have to indicate the processes involved in recruitment, at the end of the day, whoever I recruit must have my shared value. The processes involved must help me recruit people that will share the values that I share. So if you look at the McKinsey system, for example, you notice that the shared values are in the middle. Everything else evolves around the shared value. And I think sometimes we don't understand why this is important. Because people who don't share your value cannot implement your system.
No, they can't.
Because at the end of the day, you put in the system to reflect who you are and what you want to achieve. And so if you believe, let's say, in timeliness, and it's a goal that you want to do, and you believe in efficiency, then anytime you're hiring people, you have to look out for the kind of people that you hire, so that the core values that you have is what causes. So if you look at the McKinsey system, the core value seems to be at the middle. Then there's a structure, there's a strategy, there's a systems, and then those are the hard S's.
Yes.
And then beneath it, there's the skill, the staff, and the style. Now, it's important to note that if you look at, for example, the strategy, it kind of looks at the changes to external environment.
Yeah.
So what is your strategy and how does it respond to external environment?
Yeah.
What does, the word keeps evolving.
Definitely.
So how is your business prepared to handle external factors? How is your system able to win in all circumstances, whether trends change, whether social media, new things come up, and then when you look at the structure looks at how your system can evolve, how resilient your system is, how the resources are available to make it stand the test of time and evolve. Then when you look at the systems area, it looks at how the formal and informal procedures measure what you're doing. So how do you measure the output? What do you have in place to measure what you're doing? And then the next thing is that it look at the skills, the competencies and the capabilities of your team. How capable are your team to ensure that what you have in place, you can actually achieve it? Then the last but one looks at the staff. How are the people, that you have able to understand the system and are able to implement the system? Then the last thing looks at the style. That looks at the behavior patterns of key groups within the organization. So I will say this, in the beginning, have a core value.
Yeah.
Have what resonates with you. Then decide where you want your goal to be.
Yeah.
And then from where your core value is, because your core values, when you put it to work, will allow you to achieve that goal. So, for example, if I want my business to be an international brand in the area of software accountancy, and I believe in integrity, excellence, and commitment.
Okay.
And my goal is to be an international organization. Whenever I'm doing, let's say, a recruitment system, in as much as I'm laying down the procedure, I want the people to share those values so that we can achieve that goal. So I would say a system is what is in between your values and your goals, basically. How you can apply the system, you understand? So whatever is in between your value and your goal is your system. Because in the end, for you to achieve,
midfield.
Yes, for you to achieve the goal, you will need the system to highlight the value, so that you achieve the goal.
Fantastic.
Basically, that's
so
it.
Is a midfield.
Yes, it's a midfield. Yes.
Okay, so Charles, we have looked very well at systems. So what are structures?
Well, it's part of the, if you look at the 7
yeah, it is there. It's at the top.
Yes.
Just after what do you call it? Strategy.
Yes. You see, these are very important. Every company that doesn't have a good corporate governance systems, which forms your structures, you are not more or less, somebody will say the business doesn't have a heart. Okay. So these structures are very, very important. So we can count structures in the form of the organogram. How is the reporting lines in your business? Do you have a board that can be able to help you take very good strategic decisions in your company? So once you have, that, okay, for our company, it's a well-structured company. We are limited liability. We have a board of directors. We have the general manager. We have our line managers. We have these. So you have put your systems, your structures well laid out. There are reporting lines. When somebody comes in, we know where to go and where to be able to report things to.
But you're saying reporting lines. These are reporting lines, not when somebody comes from the front at the front desk, but you're talking about team members, right?
Yes.
That they know who to report to.
What
else does the structure help the organization do?
It helps the organization to also be able to identify itself with the corporate world as well. Okay, so we'll come to, let's say, Springboard or legacy. Then we ask them, my brother from the place, what structure, how does your structure look like in practical terms? So that people can really understand, let's bring it home. How does your structure...
So he's asking you, how does your structure look like?
So
yeah,
people,
bring your practicals with you.
So you want to answer that?
Legacy.
Yeah.
All right. So I think if you look at what the McKinsey people explain, they said the structure allows you to focus on areas that are deemed important for its evolution. This includes the division of activities, integration and coordination of mechanisms. So I think that at the end of the day, you have to look at the various activities within the organization.
So what are the various activities within Primage
Right. So
that you use?
So for example, we have the customer care operations. We have the customer care team, which is a kind of a department in organization. We have the human resource area, which is the department in the organization. Then we have operations, which is a department. We have logistics, which is a department. Then we have technical, which is a department. Then we have the managerial. So I like what you said earlier about the organogram, kind of the laid out framework of the organization, and how each of these areas have laid down rules to allow them have optimum efficiency and maximum output.
Wonderful.
So you may be a very small organization.
Yes, that's where I was coming
And
to.
you don't have the capacity.
I always come
Exactly.
to the small, like when he was small. Yeah,
Yes.
When you are small, you may not have all these departments going, but make sure that, look, I can call myself the COO, the Chief Operating Officer of the company.
Yeah.
I may not have an accountant, I may not have an HR, I may not have this, but ensure that all those roles are critically outlined.
Yeah.
They can be in the form of books, documents, documented there, and you ensure that even if you are two, you share the roles among yourself, so that as you expand, you begin to put the roles in place. As you expand, at each level, you begin to put the roles in place. But for at the beginning, let the roles be there. Share it among even if you are two. And then even if you are half, and ensure that you are operating by them. Let's say right from the onset, you say, oh, it's not a big company, so we don't have an account department, so we don't keep books. You are killing the company right from the onset.
Okay.
So you create the bookkeeping system, small. As you expand, you get a young man, hey, a national service person, come handle my books. You have created the account department. As you move on, then you say, no, we are into manufacturing, so we need somebody to be in the operations department. You bring somebody there. So as you grow, you add on. And by the time you realize, you see that because you have the systems in mind and you have set it out, you see that so everything will be falling in line as you grow.
Okay. So, Karim, if we say that we want to have a good system, can you tell us what are the values of having a good system, and then why is it? If I start, give me the why.
And
why then give me the value.
So let's look at let's go to the Bible.
Okay.
Let's go to the Bible. Because I believe the Bible is the best business book ever written.
Of course.
And God is the best businessman that ever existed.
I so love it for business processes.
So if you look at Genesis chapter 1, the Bible says that, and the heaven and earth was created. God created the heavens and the earth was without form, and darkness was upon the surface of the deep. And it further and said, God separated the light from the darkness. He separated the waters from the land. He created firmaments in the skies, the heavens, the stars, the moon. What was God doing? Creating systems. Systems. Before God in 26 said, let us create man in our own image, he had created a framework ahead of time. So there's nothing wrong if your business is small to even create systems that outgrow the business so that you can grow within it. John Maxwell says something in the 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership. He said the first most important law is the law of the lid. Your business will never outgrow your lid. Your business will never outgrow your system. There's a very reason why we can't live on Mars. Because the system for man was created on the planet of Earth. Until we find a way to breathe on Mars, we can't. So you can't live beyond and above your system. Your system will create a cap to how fast your business will grow. And so if God in his wisdom created first the system before he created man, you need to create the system before you expand your business. So before he told man that increase and multiply, he had laid down all the systems that was needed.
Let me bring in our viewers. And I have Samuel Enim Jr., I have Brands, Carl White, and Kwabena. You are all watching, and thanks for being online for us. Inusa, Al-Hassan says that you are monitoring, Pa. Thank you for monitoring us, because today KB and Franklin are on fire. And Kadrim Kumar is saying that good evening, Mom, and Lord bless you, and you love Jesus. Amen. Tiwa, how now? Good to see you. And then Tiwa says, wow, I wish you courage too. And Hayata Dunya says that great piece. Samuel Nim is just clapping. He's lost for words. Thank you, Samuel, for being lost for words. And we have Brand who says fantastic. Samuel Jr. says that I love the borrowed laptop parts. Humble beginnings. And he gives you some clap there. And Brand Kel White Waiting says that the key word is system.
Systems.
Yeah. Faustina Teta is watching, Elvis Anna also is watching, and then someone says that right from the onset, he's echoing our final thoughts before we left. Right from the onset, have a laid out plan for the rules.
Yes.
Indeed.
Yes.
And Samuel Anim Jr. says, wow, what a revelation from the Bible. God himself is a systems person.
Yes.
And that for us settles it all. And so with that revelation from the Bible, let's go to the game changer for today.
Burna Boy, Davido, and Wizkid are Nigerian music's holy trinity. They're all superstars, but Davido and Burna have beef. This tension erupted at a club in Ghana. Burna Boy and Davido got into an altercation that made Davido storm out of the club. But the best part was Wizkid chilling at the same club, sipping champagne and minding his business during the chaos. Today, our game changer is shiny object syndrome. Burna and Davido went out to have a good time, but they let their rivalry distract them from enjoyment. Life can be like the club, full of distractions. These distractions pull us away from our main goals. And while changing goals is okay, doing so too often stops us from mastering anything and leaves many projects unfinished. Constantly shifting focus to try the next big thing is called shiny object syndrome. Today Forex, tomorrow copywriting, next week retail. All of these can be lucrative, but switching means you constantly start from zero instead of consolidating your growth. So how can we beat shiny object syndrome and develop mastery? Step 1. Decide what really matters. List your top 25 goals. Narrow down to the top 5 and focus only on those. Step 2. When new ideas come, pause and reflect. Weigh them against your top 5 and decide whether to pursue them. And step 3. Prioritize. Acknowledge that pursuing new ideas steals time from other priorities. This week, let's step back to focus on what truly matters. This has been the Game Changer with Jojo Okren. Have a phenomenal week.
I seriously think Jojo keeps on seeing what you are going to discuss and then he comes up with those game changers. But thank you once again, Jojo Okran. And so what do you think about the game changer?
This is great, and it tells us to keep our eyes on the ball. You know, about the shiny thing stuff may attract you easily, and it ties in very well with building systems.
Yeah.
When you have well laid out plan, and Jojo was sharing it. If you have planned, you have articulated your plan. Things come and it doesn't. And look at these two great musicians. People are fighting over them, but they are not disturbed. They go to the bar and have their drink. And it's a way of also marketing themselves. People do not know. They create all the fight in the system, but they are focused. And every business, when you have systems in place, a lot of things will come. Some may look very juicy, and you are tempted to divert your course. And if you don't take care, you have to go and start all over. And that may lead to a collapse of your business. But keep the eye on the ball.
Keep the eye on the ball. You want to add something to that?
General Sun Tzu in the book The Art of War, written in the 5th century BC, said that it is better to be strong somewhere than weak everywhere. So one of the things we have in this problem, in this life, is the chaos of distraction. Because I said the other time that it's not that we lack the focus, it's that we are overly distracted. And so in business, you have to be known for something. You can't be known for everything. In the book Positioning by Jack Rees and Trout, they indicate that the human mind can fix itself on one thing. When we see a toothpaste, we call it Pepsodent, because it doesn't mean that every toothpaste is Pepsodent, but we know it for that. If we see a t-shirt which says Lacoste, we know it for that. So when you indicate branding, it is important that you focus your business on something. Name all the top businesses, whether Tesla, whether SpaceX, whether Google, whether Microsoft, they're all known for something. It doesn't mean they don't have other things they're doing, but they made a name first in one thing, and then they expand into other things. So it's important to focus on what you're doing.
Right. Okay. So then we want to focus on our system.
Yes.
And therefore, which areas should we focus on building systems in the organization?
Yes. So when you're starting a business, there are 3 areas in which you can't afford your systems not to be. And I call these 3 areas the critical areas. So the first area is sales. Because if you're not selling, your business is dead. Exactly. I mean, you can have all the policies in areas, in accounting and everything, but if your business isn't selling, it's as good as dead. So the first area is selling. The second area is recruitment. Because when you start a business, you hire those you have or those you know, but to grow a business, you hire those you need. And that's important. You can start a business with those you know, but you have to grow it with those you need. So you need to have a system for how you bring in people. A system for hiring people is very critical. Because one thing you need to look at is, when I started my business, the first thing I started doing when I started growing a system for sales and marketing, I saw a tremendous growth in my business. Then when I came to recruiting, I hired my 2 best friends as my first sales staff. Because I thought they needed a job, I wanted a business, let me get them online, we can do great things. And it worked for about a month, and then later I realized they were not doing the work, and yet I had to pay them. So I had to fire them. And then
you lost your friends.
Exactly, yeah. I mean, I had to sit down and say, look, we can't do this, because, like I said, you can start with those you know, but you can grow with those you need. So you have to have...
Start with those you know,
but you grow with those you need. You get it? So you have to put these things in place before you can grow. And then the third area is in your production. Because production is key in every system. And with the production, it's efficiency, efficiency, efficiency. More work, less time. You have to achieve more output with less time. So these 3 areas are critical. Systemize your sales, systemize your recruitment, and systemize your production. You don't have to systemize everything at the beginning. Because research shows that about 20% of your business gives you 80% of your output. So at least start with that 20% of the business. And then when you grow, you can then look at areas like accounting, HR, operation, logistics, investments, and so on and so forth. So these 3 are key, yes.
These are the key ones.
These are the key areas.
Sales and marketing, recruitment and production.
Production, yes.
And with production, we have efficiency, without which...
Because years ago, people would call me, Tamale, we have a project, we have to fly all the way there to do a project. So we're moving about. And it was very tedious, So then I sat and said, look, what do we do? We are lucky enough to be in a business where we can do deployment, remotely. So we decided to train our people, our customers, to do remote service. And we said, guess what? If I have to drive to your place for 2 hours and then drive back for 2 hours, that's 4 hours. For a job that takes me 10 minutes, I'm going to bill you for 4 hours, 10 minutes. Or I can bill you for 10 minutes and then we are all happy. Customer says, okay, 10 minutes.
10 minutes.
And then we go. So we gave the customers a win-win scenario. They enjoyed, we logging in, we being more efficient, and we could do multiple things even with the same team. So productivity and production allows you to even maximize your output without necessarily increasing your staff and cutting down your cost, yes.
I see. That seems so interesting. Very, very interesting. I come to you, Franklin. Oh, sometimes this brain. What if there's really a push, especially in this COVID era, for the continued or the intensive use of IT in leveraging systems, to build our systems. What is your take on that?
It is the right way to go. I'm just coming from a place where we're designing something for people who were born BBC, born before computer. And we realized that there's a need for us to help them even transition their businesses digitally. It's a good way to go because the world is heading to the place. The fourth industrial revolution requires us that we need to begin to transition. And when you can't build systems now without IT, you need to be able to ensure that no matter what you are doing, even if it's in cooking, and now people are selling their food virtually.
Yeah.
We are almost everything now is digitized. So building systems, so many companies now, as part of their new strategy, they ensure that let's see how best we can be able to input IT into our systems. It's now coming up. I met a couple of guys in the civil service who were not used to this thing of always, doing things. Some of them cannot even. When you give people laptop, they don't know where they They are used to the desktop, which was big in their offices, and you give them a laptop. They say, "I can't work with it." So gradually, and all of them are now beginning to integrate into it. So every company, no matter how small, begin from there and see how best you can integrate technology into your operations.
When you were answering, I realized that, we have an IT guy here. Why am I worrying you? so in this case, add the structure to it as well.
Yeah. So about 40% of my business operations is outsourced.
Okay.
And even the logo, designing our logo was outsourced. Most of our documentations is outsourced. Yeah. Anything that would take me more time or more cost, I outsource it. And so one of the areas to even reduce the burden on systems is to outsource it. Because when you outsource it, somebody else has to develop the system to give you that efficiency and get it back to you.
Okay.
And so you don't have to worry about creating a systems to maximize production if I outsource production to China. That's their problem. All I need is, I need this thing at this time, at this date, at this cost, and then I get it. And in this world, we have a lot of software that people can use. There are platforms like Fiverr, where you can outsource almost everything in your business to them. There are freelancers out there. There are platforms like People Per Hour. There are platforms like Freelancer, Design Crowd, where you can go there, any aspect, whether it's legal, whether it's accounting, whether it's designing, whether it's animation, whether it's marketing, almost every aspect of your business. The people who are just freelance.
Yeah, they will just do it for you.
Just give them the work, let them worry about it. And then you just take the output and you go. And it's cheaper, it's faster, it's quicker, it's easier. So we are in a world where people can actually run a business without even being there. Like we said, it should be an idiot's business.
Seriously, an idiot's business. And I say, a new junior says that, Thames Day, born before computer, BBC. And then Ella Meyer, KB, it says, KB, wow. You may start with those you know, but grow with those you need.
Yes.
I love that. And George says that this child's money reads so 1 minute beyond a quote.
They say, I'll give him a quote for that. They said the best leaders are readers.
George, because the best readers are because 1 minute, the minutes are smart, so the move must come up. And there's someone, Enim Junior says that start with those you know. So he's also reiterating that, but grow with those you need.
Yeah.
And Samuel Junior says that, Samuel Junior Enim again says that the key from the game changer for me is prioritize. Yes. Indeed. Yeah. And Ruth Amwaku Edusa is saying that word. And Albert says that whoa. So you can see that you guys, when I talk, I deliver. I don't, when I say it, I mean it. You see, I said this edition is going to be really thrilling. You can imagine. You've enjoyed yourselves, and we have also enjoyed ourselves. Okay, so let's kind of see how we can wrap up. And Charles, this one looks at can you just tell me why is it that sometimes systems sometimes break down?
Yeah.
Why do systems break down? Because sometimes somebody has spent so much And yet you go to the organization and the way they are doing the things there, it seems as if there's nothing going on, whether it is verbal or those things. So why do they break down?
So there are 5 common reasons why systems break down.
Okay.
And let me just say that there are also 5 common good attributes of a system. A system should be clear, it should be simple, it should be effective in getting results, it should be efficient in reducing waste, and it should evolve. And so every system needs to have these things. But the common reasons why systems fail is, again, let's go to the Bible. The first rule. Mark 2:27, because when I read it, I always see a business book.
It's true.
Jesus is working with his disciples and they pluck some grains and eat, and the Pharisees came and said, hey, what are you guys doing? It's against the law of the Sabbath for you to do what you're doing and pluck the grains on the Sabbath. Jesus said, was the Sabbath made for man, or was man made for the Sabbath? The first rule why systems fail is the systems can be inhumane.
Okay.
I once encountered a business that every time a staff was late or every time a staff did something wrong, a huge portion of their salary was withdrawn out of it. And sometimes at the time the staff goes 5 days into the work, the whole salary is gone. And they have to work for the remaining days for free. It's an inhumane system. It wouldn't last. So the first rule of why systems won't work, a system is inhumane.
Okay.
It also can mean system is impractical. When a system is impractical, it's too difficult for the people to work with it, it wouldn't work. A system has to be realistic, it has to be practical. The other thing is that a system is rigid. Reasons why systems don't work is when a system is rigid. There's a common quote that says that rigidity carries the seed of its own destruction. A system should be like a machine. It should be tight enough to be effective, but loose enough to function. In other words, it has to work. Even though it's tight, but you must be able to make adjustments when necessary. It should be flexible. Some systems are too rigid. It's too, even when we have to make a little, no. This is how things have been done. We've been doing it, exactly. It's too rigid. And when systems are rigid, they fail. The next reason is the system is obsolete. Sometimes it's just outdated. Trends have changed. There are new systems. Oh, we used to do this like the BBC people would say. This is how we're doing it 30 years ago. And look, we did a project in Liberia for a company, one of the very big industries. It was actually a government organization at that time. And we gave them an accounting system. And we said the system can generate receipts for you. They said, we beg you, don't ever say that. I said, why? They said, we have 5 people whose job are to write receipts. Their handwriting, they've perfected it in how to write receipt. You are saying that you will generate a system. No.
Don't bring it.
Don't bring it. You keep the system. We will continue to write it. It's an obsolete system. And so they don't want to evolve. The last but one is that people lack the understanding. Most people may know what the system is. Most people don't know why the system is. So most people may know this is the system. Okay, why is this the system? What do we want to achieve at the end of it? We don't know. All we know is that there's a system. And when people don't know why, they don't see why they should do it. So people begin to evade around the system because they understand what, they don't understand why. If you tell me, sit here for 24 hours.
Why?
Oh no, the system is you have to come to work and sit. It wouldn't work. Then the last thing is that people hire the wrong people. Again, systems reflect your values. If you hire people who don't share your values, they would not enforce the system. Because systems don't work in an abstract world. They need people to enforce it. Systems enhance the activity of people. If you have the wrong people, forget the system. It won't work.
Brains Cow White Waiting GH says, wow, I'm really learning tonight. God bless you guys. And Bernard Neobodai says, no more stress. And Efiba Eja says that it's so important what you are sharing. God bless you. And on that God bless you note, we unfortunately have brought our series to a conclusion. But I would ask first, Franklin, for your concluding thoughts. And then, Karim,
yes,
you give us, Katie, you give us your conclusion.
Sure. All right, I think we've gone through a series of things. And I just want to urge my friends who are thinking to start, those who have just started very small, and those who are already in the system and trying to grow, that begin to implement most of the things that we've shared. and find time to attend seminars, find time to be able to also read some good books around your area of business, and begin to put systems in place. That's the beginning of growth. That's the beginning of expansion. And this is where we can be able to go. And don't forget, follow NEIP. We have a lot of things that through the government's programs we can be able to offer to the young businesses in the country. Thank you.
Thank you. So, Karim, it's KB.
Yes. So final thoughts in just a few seconds. So Genesis chapter 1, verse 26. Again, the business manual, the business manual.
It is a business manual.
God, when he created Adam in his image and likeness, I'm going to explain to you why systems are important. Like I said, systems will show how much you can grow. He said, man must have dominion over the creeping plants, over the fish of the sea, and over the birds of the air. So there are 3 levels of expansion: the land, the sea, and the air. National, international, and global. If you don't have the systems, you can't go national. If you don't have the right systems, you can't go international. If you don't have the right system, you can't go global. Even God created the system for man to expand. If you want your business to go national, international, or global, you must put in the right systems.
You must put in the right systems if you want your entrepreneurial journey to be fruitful, to have the right systems in place. And with that, we have come to the end of today's program. I have 2 quick things. I just want to remind you that next week, Thursday, Ofosua is launching her book at the location that she mentioned. Also, this one is a celebration, and the celebration from me to my sweetheart in your house, because he shares a birthday with me. So happy birthday, belated happy birthday. I'm sure we both had a blast, but I'm giving you a little gift to give to my sweetheart.
Right.
That's Karim's son. He's 7 years old. 7 years, right?
Yes.
Yes, he's 7 years, and the fact that we share a birthday, I just had to celebrate him on air today. Yeah, you see how he's got the swag. That's my birthday, mate. So Charles,
Jr., yes.
kindly give it to him for me when you
Thank
get
you.
home. Okay, it's not for you, it's for me. It's for him.
I would tell him. I'll tell him.
So thank you, Charles, and thank you so much, Franklin, for being with us for 6 sessions and then for coming to wrap it all up. We will definitely have you back when we are doing the what do you call it?
Awards.
The award for the best business organization. Thank you also for being here tonight. You gave us so much information and passed in, and we are grateful for you being here. Next on Sunday, please tune in. If you want to hear this again, can you tune in to ETV at 5 p.m. and you get a repeat of this program at 7 p.m. Take some beverage and sit behind, or something to drink, and then sit behind your radio or your Facebook or your YouTube and watch Albert as he deals with the topic for that evening. So Albert will be on Joy FM at 7 p.m. prompt, or on Joy Prime at 5 p.m. on Monday. And so to my great phenomenal technical team, thank you for this beautiful edition of Springboard Hangout. And I want to say to you, to Charles, to White, to all the people who tuned in today, you are such a blessing. And as we head today, we have to have our systems and we have to have our structures so that anything that we build, anything that we do will last and outlast us. And most importantly, in case an idiot comes in, the system, the company will still thrive. God bless you and have a fantastic week. You are all blessed.
Praise you, praise you.